You know what? I want to talk about some things that I want to work on, so that way, like, I don't come off at like this guy who thinks that he knows it all. So let me please express myself. I want to fix my mouth. I think I swear too much. And before I never cared.
That's your mouth.
I never cared about swearing because of this, and a lot of people comment about this, and I never actually addressed it. The reason I don't care about cursing is because I believe cursing, it's like when God was looking down from heaven, how I would see it is, where does he see my heart? I see it as like when I say, nah, get the fuck out of here like this, I'm not meaning that in a very evil way. I think if I was cursing at somebody, like if I was really, really mad, like, you mother effer, like right now, I don't even want to say it in a bad way because I know it will come off in a bad way, right?
Yeah.
Like if I say it in a context where it's like evil and hurtful and I'm like trying to curse you, then I felt like it was wrong. The reason why I want to fix my mouth now is because it hurts my heart when I'm seeing people in compilations, when I'm talking about God, and then I use these words. And then there's people in the comment section be like, yo, he's not a man of God. And I really do feel like I'm a man of God. And I use this platform to show that God has helped me in so much things. I would hate the fact that somebody would turn away from my points of views, which I find very cool and insightful for you in a situation because of my mouth.
Right.
And me just giving I don't care what you think, it's not what you think. That seems like a very hypocritical thing because it isn't what I think, it's what God thinks. And I was always thinking about, he's seeing it from my point of view when that's wrong. And I just came to the conclusion. And maybe it's because I've told people a lot to go pray for me, open up my eyes. And then recently I'm like, wait a second, I'm trying to tell him my point of views when it's not about my point of view. It's about his point of view.
Right.
So if my tongue is sharp enough to worship, then it needs to not be dull enough to like swear all the time. And also like, I was giving myself excuses like, it's a little spice to the conversation. My stand-up jokes hit harder with that little, you know what I mean? Like it has that little thing. And then, so I tried to stop it, right? That was the first, that was the first level of like trying to stop it. I was like, well, that's not that big of a deal. Then the second level was, well, then my jokes are not going to hit and the conversation is going to be a little weird. And then the third level is like, oh my gosh, it's a habit. So the worst thing you could do is not even think it's a problem, right? Yeah. And that's what I thought. I didn't think it was a problem. And now I'm working at it. So I'm giving myself grace to like try to figure it out. It's really hard because think about it, 30 years. Yeah. I'm on this earth for 30 years. And I truly believe these years of my life here that it wasn't anything bad. And so now I have to retrain my brain to be like, I got to be respectful. Bro, like this is another problem of mine. And the reflecting part that you guys were talking about, once my eyes open to something, I can't unsee it. Mm-hmm. So now that I realize this isn't something I should be dabbling in, it tears my heart apart. Let me give you an example. I was in Vallarta.
Yeah.
And I was like talking to somebody, I think it was Jess. We'll use Jess as an example. But I was like, just grab that fucking thing right there. Like I was just like joking around. We're like, grab that fucking thing right there. And then I turned to me and then there was an older lady. Now, she wasn't upset that I said the F word, but I go, whoa. Now that my eyes are open, I'm like, this is how disrespectful I am in front of my elders? I'm just dropping the F-bomb like it's nothing. My father would rip my fucking tongue, he would rip my tongue out of my mouth if he ever saw me use that type of language in front of somebody. But the problem was because I thought it wasn't a problem and I used it anytime I felt like it was okay, it became okay all the time. And I didn't know that, like, bro, like now, not only do I not want to stop swearing, but when I swear in front of females and older people, I'm like, dude, you're not a gentleman. Okay. You're a cop-out. You're like a hypocrite, bro. Like you claim that you're a gentleman and you're working on yourself, but then you use this foul language in front of people. Like, bro, you're a mess. You're a mess.
Well, it's a habit and it's hard to break habits, you know what I mean? And listen, the work is never done, you know what I mean? No matter how old you are, no matter what stage in your life you are at, like there's always something to learn or something you could be better at. And so, as long as you're like giving yourself grace to like help fix it. Also, it's like, imagine how much better, how much more your comedy will hit when like you don't even feel like you need to like implement a swear word in there with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because sometimes, and we were talking about this, I think before, like sometimes like swear words in comedy, it's kind of like almost a cop out, kind of how like sexual jokes are kind of like it's like an easy thing. You know, people are going to laugh at.
It's cheesy. All right, if you guys liked that clip, go ahead and hit that link in my description and watch the full podcast. You will not regret it. Thanks for your support. Love you.